Have you ever heard the voice of God? How did it sound like? How did it feel like? Was it a deep masculine tone or a sweet, feminine and calm melody? Did it scare you or did it make you feel so much joy with your heart filled with so much love? Hey babes, welcome back to another video. It is the month of love and there is no better topic to choose than to talk about the voice of God, which is so loving, which brings so much love. There is nothing in this world that will give you so much love but the voice of God. Being able to connect with it, being able to hear it, being able to know everything that is going on around you and understand life with pure clarity. That is what we are looking for. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to listen. Alright? Pay attention. Listen to the voice of God. The voice of God is a very sensitive topic to address because God doesn't speak. It manifests. And it does so in the form of light and sound. In fact, words are of no use when it comes to the true spiritual realms of God. But for the sake of the human consciousness, let's just stick with words because that is what most of us are familiar with and can relate to better. But then as we move on, you will realize how nothing was said, but then a lot was said. I hope I haven't confused you already. It's all about vibrations and frequencies, being in alignment, being in tune. So for this equation to be complete, there must be a channel. And this is where words come to play. This is where you and I come to play. The channels are indeed many. God is a God of variety. There is no one size fit all on the table of God. My story for today's video covers 4 of these channels. Well, technically 3. The last one doesn't really exactly fall under anything, but then it's equally important. So I'm going to touch on that. Let's get started already. But before that, let's take a minute to enjoy the view of the fishes from this pond. Are you ready? Jumbe Haulama? Oh, are you seeing what I'm seeing in nature? So, well, this is actually a man-made something. But then the fishes are real, so it still counts as nature, right? Yeah. Enjoy the view and let's get right in. Let's continue. These fishes are distracting me. Oh, I'm not sure I can finish this video. Welcome back from the quick commercial break. So the number one thing we are going to touch on is golden tongued wisdom. In July 2023, my health forced me to take a medical leave from school and I was home right in time to attend the 2023 Ek African Seminar, which was held at Okponglo, East Legon. If you are looking to visit a temple of Ek in Accra, Ghana, that's the location. Go to Okponglo, East Legon. Thank me later. It was at this seminar that my eyes and ears, I'm talking spiritual matters here, began opening like for real. I mean, I've always been a spiritually alert being, but this one was on an entirely different level. I didn't tell anybody I was going to be home. In fact, only one person in the Ikanka Ghana community knew I was going to be home. And that was even because this person was also serving as a channel. Before I took my medical leave, I was highly reluctant. The mindset I was working with was, if I didn't get the medical help I needed from China, what can Ghana do? You see, I was looking down on my own country. Little did I know that was where the help I needed was going to come from. Shout out to all Ghanaian doctors. You guys are the best. No size. So this person called me on phone and said he had a dream about me, and I told him I was going to be back home and I was going to be accompanied by 5 Chinese. That was my cue. That was what I needed to make my decision to be back home. As soon as I ended the call, I filled out the leave form, sent it in, waited for approval, and then I booked my flight straight to the motherland. Now, let's break the dream down into symbols. You already know we got to make meaning out of these dreams. So number 1 is going home. That I already knew. I was just being reluctant. Let's say I was just being a stubborn spiritual being at the time. But then the information from this other channel made it easier for me to make a firm decision. So the second symbol of the dream is 5 Chinese people. Now, forget about Chinese. Let's stick to 5. 5 is my lucky number. Not because anyone told me so. Probably because I was born on the 5th and I just love the number 5. So I keep telling myself that, oh, 5 is my lucky number. 5 is my lucky number. So here goes the message. 5 Chinese people. Of course, I wasn't going to be accompanied by any Chinese. I was going to come home alone by myself. But then the message here is that you are never alone. In the company of the Earth Masters, you are never alone. No matter how tough you may think the situation you are in is, just know that God, the strongest pillar. Alright? You see, you are never 5, not 1, no, not 2, not 3, 5. Count your blessings. Another message that came through was that the morning before I landed in Ghana, my mom had a dream, and the Mahanta, the Living Earth Master, those of you who do not know, he's a spiritual leader of Ekankar. He has both an inner and outer form, so he works with its followers both inwardly and outwardly. So the Mahanta, the Living Earth Master, had appeared to Mommy in the dream state and had handed me over, like it was holding my hands and handed me over to my mom, saying that this is your daughter. I have brought her home. Now, why did this happen to Mommy? When I was sick and abroad alone, Mommy was the one who felt it the most. She was dying within, only because I was here alone and there was nothing she could do to help throughout all of my pain, the crying over the phone, everything, not knowing it was killing her deep within. So I'm sure she was also doing her own separate spiritual exercises to guide my path, to bring me home to her safely, which was why that message was passed on to her. Last, I was at home and I attended the seminar. Now, this was the first time a lot of people were seeing me all over again, because I resigned from active service from church around 2020 to attend to my postgraduate studies. So I handed over to my deputy and I left. So a lot of people were seeing me for the first time in a very long time. Then I saw my deputy. We hit it off immediately like old times. Then he gave me work to do, which is so like him. So we found ourselves working together all over again, but this time around, he was the boss. The most interesting part of us being together at that particular seminar is that every single person kept asking, is she your wife? Are you guys getting married? Is this the woman you intend to marry? Blah, blah, blah. Even people who won't talk to me on a regular or normal. They were asking about marriage. Everywhere you pass, marriage. Everywhere. I kept hearing marriage until the entire 3-day seminar was over. Got a little suspicious, when you're spiritually alert, some of these things come to you like. So I was like, what is happening? Like, what is this message all about? What is this marriage? But this can't be, because this guy, he doesn't like me like that. Every time anybody tells him to date me, he'll be like, this one, high maintenance, I can't do. She's not in my league. I can't handle her. That's what she keeps telling anybody who tells him, oh, you guys should be a couple, blah, blah, blah. Those are the kind of things he'll be telling them. So I was like, nah, this guy doesn't like me like that. So not on that level. No. So I just brushed it aside. And secondly, at that time, he had a girlfriend and I also had a boyfriend. So I didn't see it. I just couldn't get the link, like nothing at all. Another thing too is that we've been working together, at church since 2014. And there's this thing with women, I don't know about men, but then when a guy likes you, like when a guy is attracted to you, you can feel it. But there was nothing like that from that angle. Like it was just strictly business and friendship. Even when we go back to our personal homes, we don't contact each other like that until we meet again at church the next Sunday. So that was our routine. Like, nah, it doesn't mean anything. Let me just forget about it. And there came the next channel, which is intuition. At the end of the seminar, he told me he was going to pull up a surprise birthday party for his girlfriend and he wanted me to be there. And then I agreed. I said, okay, I'll be there. So when the time was approaching, I realized he wasn't saying anything about it. So I called him and said, oh, is the party still going to come on? And he said, oh no, it's been cancelled. Something came up and blah, blah, blah. So there is no more party. Deep down, like some part of me was a little bit happy about this news. Not because I hated the fact that he was in a relationship or was jealous or anything, but particularly because I was gonna be there alone. And anytime I'm alone with this guy, it's like, so I was like, hey, so what if this happens at the party and his girlfriend gets jealous and that kind of friendship that gels, Yeah. So those were my concerns, not because of jealousy or anything. So when he told me that the party was off, I was so happy. Then came my birthday. My boyfriend asked me not to disturb him with my birthday for that year because he had projects he was trying to complete at a set date and time. And I agreed, like, why would I stop you from pursuing your goals? So fine. But then, if you know me very well, you will know that I love birthdays. I cannot watch. No, it won't happen. So I had to do something for myself. I had to plan something for myself. But then again, I was also ill. So I was like, what can I possibly do for myself that won't be so strenuous on me? So I decided I was going to hang out with my mom. So I picked a place and all that, and I told my mom that, oh, this is what we're going to be doing for my birthday. But on second thoughts, I realized that no, I'm making a mistake. Because I am ill and my mom is old, if I don't get a third party to join and something is to happen when we are out there, that will be a disaster. So I decided that, okay, let me contact my brother and see if he would be available. But then I changed my mind and said, nah, that would be too much of a family something. So no. Then I got a nudge to contact my deputy. Let's just call him my deputy for this video. My deputy. So I called him and I told him about my plans. Nobody knew I was ill. he didn't know. So I just told him about my plans, that my birthday is coming up and I'm planning on hanging out with mommy. Will he like to join us? Blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, I'm going to free my time and I'm going to make the time to hang out with you guys. Indeed, we had a great time. I hadn't felt that happy in the longest time. And then on our way back, he asked, do you know why my girlfriend's party was cancelled? And I was like, no. And he was like, she broke up with me. Guess what? I couldn't even say, oh, sorry. Oh, what happened? I just laughed. I was just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I was like, after reflecting upon everything, I was like, why did I find that so hilarious? Like, why was I laughing plenty like that? What happened? Little did I know that my own was just around the corner. Alright? So immediately I got home, I tried contacting my boyfriend and I realized that he was being distant. So later he came and wrote a whole paragraph about how I chose to hang out with another man on my birthday, blah blah blah. And I was like, Oga, you say make I not bother you with this thing? And I agreed. So which one is I went to hang out? Plus, ask me what happened. Let me explain to you. Stop assuming that I just hopped off with another man to hang out on my birthday. No, he didn't do any of that. Just like that, I also got served the day after my birthday, and then tagam, the two of us were single again. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Now put your hands up. At this point, we both said we had given up on love, and he was like, he was just going to work hard and make money and travel the world. And I was also like, well, if no man comes around by the time I'm done with my PhD, I'm going to just find someone to have a baby with. But then I was in so much pain. My health on one side, feeling disappointed on another side. A whole lot of things, like emotional drama going on around that time. So my mom could sense it. You know, God created mothers differently. Oh, see, if you have a mother in your life, take care of her. Oh, in fact, I want to be just like my mother when I become a mother. So my mom came to me in the room and she was like, just tell you before it's too late. I looked at her and I was like, what is it? What has happened? And she was like, you remember the dream I told you some years back that I know the man you're going to end up with, the man who's going to be your husband? I was like, yeah. And she was like, do you still want to know? Hi. I gave her one bombastic side eye like that. Before uncle. Then she said, he's your deputy. My jaw dropped. I was like, nah, this cannot be real. This cannot be happening. It's not true. This guy doesn't like me like that. I think he's even afraid of me. I was telling mommy that I think he's even afraid of me because the kind of comments he has been passing anytime someone tries to talk about relationship when it comes to the two of us, I felt like, he did fear. So I was just there in denial, and my mom was like, why don't you find out for yourself? And I was like, I've been asking, no answer, I don't see anything. Then she was like, give it a try. You will see something. As if she knew, as if she was speaking out of magic or something. So that brings us to our third channel, which is dream. So that night, before I went to bed, after my contemplation, I just asked one question. I didn't talk plenty. I just asked one question. Is this true? Then I slept off. I found myself in a dream state, being placed in front of two men. My deputy was standing here. Another man was also standing here. He's also an Ekes from Nigeria. Then I was asked to choose between the two. I look here, I look here, I look me, you know. Then finally, I ran into the arms of my deputy. So from then, I didn't see the other guy again. We moved on. We were like having fun, like old times, as we do like in a physical state. Yeah. So that was how the dream was like. So we were just enjoying our company, having a great time. And then someone came and said that, oh, my deputy is needed for something else. So they're going to bring him back after they are done with whatever they are doing. In fact, that part of the dream got me confused. I was like, what was it? When I woke up, if that side, we are going to bring him back, really got me thinking. But then I realized that probably he also didn't know, because nothing, like no sign of such nature on the outer. So I was like, are they now going to prepare him to embark on this journey? I also wondered, oh, is it an afterthought? Is God now thinking that, oh, was it a different person? And, so many things were going on through my mind. And I was like, hey, chill. After all, I had told myself that I wasn't ready for any relationship until after about 2 years. So why worry? So I just left it as it is. It was after I had told mommy that I have gotten my confirmation. Then I realized that, oh, so it has been part of the plan all along. She said the first time she had a dream revelation about who I'm going to end up with was in the year 2010. It still came to her in the dream state. But then the form wasn't so complete. It was like she wasn't sure if she was seeing a human being or an entity. So when she woke up, she just concluded that, nah, this must be an entity. So there she was, casting demons out of her daughter's life. Lo and behold, she finally met him in person for the very first time in the year 2019. So 9 years after the first dream revelation. And the moment she set eyes on him, the dream came back. Soul knows, right? Soul knows everything. Don't be fooled. You know everything. That is why you need to start discovering your true self, so that you can start living your true potential. There came 2 other separate dreams to confirm what she had seen in 2010. But I'm not going to share this part of the story, because the dream contains certain things that I need to wait to see how it plays out before I can put it out there, Spirituality code, law of silence. What brings us to our last point, which is manifestation. The first time I set my eyes on my deputy was in the year 2014 at a cleanup exercise that was carried out at church. Okay, we went to clean. I think it was a community cleanup or something. Yeah, it was a Medina. I remember. Yeah, was it that one? Yeah, one of those cleanups. So after everything, those days, after cleanups, we come back to the temple and enjoy some kinky and banku party. And he really, really loves banku. And those times too, he could eat. Oh my goodness. He could eat for Africa. So I realized that there was a lot of laughter going on at his table. So I was like, what is going on here? Why are they laughing plenty like that? So I approached their table and I realized that he was the one making everybody laugh. Now tell me why he was making everybody. Because of his spoken English. For those of you who don't know, I know you know, but my deputy is from Togo. So his first language is French. So he was just starting to learn English. He wasn't fluent at all. If you think that his spoken English now is bad, you should have heard him 10 times. It was terrible. But then, it didn't stop him. This is what I like about this guy. Nothing stops him. He kept communicating with that bad vocabulary until he got better. You know, others would have given up, oh, after all, I can speak French and there are translators around. But no, he went on and on and on and on until he got better. So that was what was making everybody laugh at that table. And the other thing that I took notice of was that he was just eating. I think he finished like 10 balls of banku on that day. I was like, Nahima, which kind of person is this? Hey! Now, did I feel anything towards him the first time we met? The answer is no. Not at all. Not at all, at all, at all. Hey, this insect keeps bugging me. Leave me alone. No, let me finish my video. What was I even saying? Yeah, the answer is no. But then we were just great co-workers. Like, we were just a perfect pair in everything we did around the temple. Now, this is what I want to point out. The first dream revelation came in 2010, and the next two followed in 2019. Then I had my own personal dream revelation in 2023. In fact, the first time my mom told me about this dream, I was like, so you knew all this while and you watched me suffer in the hands of all these men. And she was like, law of silence, honey. Law of silence. So I was like, so what changed? How did you know that this is the right time? And she was like, she asked for a sign. She saw the way I was feeling, like with feeling sick and disappointment from the other angle. And so she asked for a sign. She was like, God, should I just tell her? And she got a sign. So she came to tell me. And truly, after she told me, I got my own revelation. Fast forward, the final manifestation came in 2024. Yes, we started dating in 2024. For those of you who have been saying, oh, long time, I saw that they knock, blah, 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 you have been dating this girl. No, now only 2024. Not only 2024. And guess what? He asked me to be his girlfriend in the month of love, which is why I'm sharing my story in the month of love. And just in case you're wondering, I didn't go to him to tell him that, oh, I just had a dream revelation that you're the person I'm gonna end up with. No, I didn't do any of that. I waited for the experience to unfold on its own. So it was after he asked me out that he got to know a portion of the story. I didn't even tell him all of it right from the start, but gradually he got to know about everything. But right from the start, I didn't even tell him about everything. And tell you what, he also has his own side of experiences to this spiritual journey. See, laughter will kill you die. Anyway, the point I'm driving at is that was quite a long way. From 2010 to 2024. That's how many years? That's 12 years. So if you think that you've been praying to God for 1 week and you are not seeing anything, for 1 month and you are not seeing anything, for 1 year you are not seeing anything, manifest it. It's different, alright, for every situation. Some things manifest in seconds. Things manifest in nanoseconds. Things manifest in hours, days. But some also take years. So my dearest friends, be patient. The key word is patience. So lovely, this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one and I hope it inspires you to know that there is God. There is God. Oh. Until my next video, don't forget to love divinely and unconditionally. I love you all. How do these Chinese people do their love sign? Well, I need. Bye-bye. Mwah.